The bitter cold of December had settled over the small town of Ravenswood, casting an eerie stillness upon its narrow streets. The air was thick with anticipation as the clock ticked away the final moments of the year, and the townsfolk prepared for the grand New Year's Eve celebration at the old town square. Little did they know that this night would be unlike any other. In the outskirts of Ravenswood, a dilapidated mansion stood in solemn isolation. The locals whispered of its haunted past, a dark history that seemed to seep through its decaying walls. Legends told of a once prominent family who fell from grace, leaving the mansion to decay into a sinister relic. However, as the clock struck midnight, a shadow emerged from the depths of the mansion, a figure obscured by the cloak of night. The townspeople gathered at the square, laughter and joy echoing through the crisp winter air. Unbeknownst to them, a malevolent force had silently infiltrated their midst. The stranger, clad in a tattered cloak and a hat that concealed their features, moved stealthily through the crowd, blending seamlessly with the revelers. As the clock in the town square struck midnight, signaling the arrival of the new year, an ominous hush fell over the celebrations. A piercing scream shattered the stillness, sending shockwaves through the crowd. Panic ensued as the realization dawned that a killer walked among them, concealed by the chaos. The cloaked figure reveled in the terror they had unleashed. Each step was deliberate, each movement a dance of malevolence. The town square transformed into a nightmarish tableau as the revelers scattered, desperate to escape the clutches of the unseen murderer. Amidst the pandemonium, a young journalist named Emily found herself entangled in the web of horror. Intrigued by the mystery of the abandoned mansion, she had ventured to Ravenswood in pursuit of a story. Unbeknownst to her, the story had found her instead. The cloaked figure, drawn to her curiosity, pursued her through the labyrinth of narrow alleys and deserted streets. As Emily's breaths quickened and her heart raced, she stumbled upon the entrance of the mansion. The creaking door swung open with an otherworldly creak, inviting her into the abyss. With no other escape, she entered the mansion, the air thick with the scent of decay and foreboding. The mansion revealed its secrets to Emily as she ventured deeper into its bowels. Decrepit furniture adorned the grand hall, and the walls whispered tales of tragedy. Unbeknownst to Emily, the cloaked figure closed in, a silent predator stalking its prey. As Emily reached the heart of the mansion, a grand ballroom frozen in time, she discovered a haunting truth. The mansion was a stage for a family's demise, a tragedy that unfolded in the shadows. The cloaked figure emerged, revealing itself to be a specter of the past, seeking vengeance for sins long buried. The grand ballroom became a battleground, the past and present colliding in a symphony of chaos. Emily, caught in the crossfire, struggled to unravel the mysteries that bound the vengeful spirit to the mansion. The ghostly figure, driven by an insatiable need for retribution, sought to ensnare Emily in the web of its despair. As the first light of the new year broke over Ravenswood, the echoes of the night's horrors lingered in the cold morning air. The mansion stood silent once more, its secrets buried beneath layers of snow. Emily, the unwitting protagonist in this macabre tale, emerged from the shadows, forever changed by a New Year's Eve that would haunt her dreams for years to come. The grand ballroom, frozen in time, seemed to pulse with the echoes of the past. Emily, now entwined with the spectral force seeking retribution, felt the weight of the family's tragedy pressing upon her. The ghostly figure, its features contorted with a mixture of sorrow and rage, spoke in whispers that reverberated through the desolate mansion. "Emily," the voice echoed, "you have trespassed upon the memories of the forsaken. You now carry the burden of our tale." As Emily grappled with the unfolding nightmare, the mansion's walls seemed to come alive, projecting visions of a bygone era. The once vibrant family, now reduced to shadows of their former selves, danced in eternal sorrow, a tale of betrayal, greed, and unfulfilled promises unfolded before Emily's eyes, a narrative woven into the very fabric of the mansion's existence. The vengeful spirit, now a specter of the patriarch of the mansion, revealed his name: Lucius Ravenswood. He spoke of a family torn apart by ambition and deceit, a legacy that had become a haunting force. Emily, compelled by an otherworldly force, embarked on a journey to uncover the truth, to unravel the sins that bound the Ravenswood family to the decaying mansion. As Emily delved into the family's history, she encountered long-forgotten diaries and letters that spoke of a cursed lineage. The sins of one generation echoed through the corridors of time, ensnaring each subsequent Ravenswood in a cycle of tragedy. Lucius, driven mad by the betrayal of his kin, had struck a pact with an ancient force binding his family to the mansion for eternity. The more Emily discovered, the more she became entangled in the malevolent energy that permeated the mansion. Shadows danced on the walls, and ghostly whispers followed her every step. Lucius, desperate to break the curse that bound him, sought to pass his tormented legacy on to Emily, the unwitting interloper. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the mansion, Emily faced a choice. She could succumb to the spectral force that sought to consume her, or she could confront the sins of the past and break the curse that held the Ravenswood family in its clutches. Armed with newfound knowledge, Emily ventured deeper into the mansion's darkest recesses. The grand ballroom, now a nexus of supernatural energy, awaited her presence. Lucius, a tormented soul caught between the realms of the living and the dead, confronted Emily in a final, desperate bid for redemption. The battle between the living and the spectral unfolded in a crescendo of ethereal energy. Emily, guided by an inner strength she never knew she possessed, confronted Lucius with the truth that bound him to the mansion. As the clock in the grand ballroom struck midnight once again, a blinding light enveloped the room. When the light receded, Emily found herself standing in the now restored grand ballroom. The mansion, no longer cloaked in darkness, stood as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The curse that had gripped the Ravenswood family for centuries had been broken, and Lucius, freed from his spectral chains, dissipated into the ether. As the first rays of dawn bathed Ravenswood in a soft, golden glow, Emily emerged from the mansion forever changed by the harrowing ordeal. The town, unaware of the supernatural struggle that had unfolded, continued its existence in blissful ignorance. The mansion, once a beacon of malevolence, now stood as a symbol of redemption. Emily, the unwitting savior of a cursed lineage, carried the weight of the Ravenswood legacy with her. As the new year's sun rose on the horizon, Ravenswood awoke from its haunted slumber, a town forever shaped by a night of spectral reckoning.